Welcome back Theta homies, Theta enthusiasts, or anyone really just interested in Theta. So I'm going to connect some of the more recent news, talk about that as well, in addition to kind of connect some of the future announcements, potential announcements for Theta Network, as well just talk about the news for it. I'll put all the links that you'll see in the video down below in the description. In addition, if you'd like to donate in a Theta, T-Fuel, or any TNT 20 tokens, there's going to be an address down below that you'll see in there. So if you'd like to donate there, I would really appreciate it. But also before going on to the news, I do want to mention of our sponsor of Theta Forum, so just a quick message from them. With Theta Forums, you're able to have community questions, have answers by the community for the community. You can see there are different type of categories that are listed here, and it tells you what kind of date it was posted. Different directories, meaning there's different aspects of Theta Network that you can probably ask. For example, there's just a couple from the beginning you can see here: Theta Network Forum, Theta Edge Cloud Forum, Theta Drop Forum, so on and so forth. You're more than welcome to check out all the links down below in the description for this post right here. In addition to that, you can see all the other tabs right here as well: Theta Edge Cloud, Theta Network, Theta Drops website, Guardian Monitor, Theta Con, Mobile Edge Node download. So if you do want to sign up or log in, there is that page up here on the top right. If you want to add your email, so you'll be added to the list. I'm sure you'll get notifications when there's new posts or anything like that. But overall, like I said, check out that link down below for Theta Forums. Thank you, Theta Forums, for sponsoring this video. Now back onto the other video. There's no holiday slowdown for the Theta ecosystem as development continues with adoption across sports, media, academia, and AI startups. Catch up on the latest developments in November roundup. I feel like there wasn't as many announcements in compared to the previous months, but I feel like there's just some still mentionables that we're gonna talk about. I did mention it before in other videos, of course, when the announcements were made, but it's kind of nice that they do have this roundup for anyone who really wants to highlight the whole month of November of 2025. Starting here, it looks like Olympique de Marseille has their own chatbot, of course, and then I believe it looks like it's on their platform. So if you are following this team, you're more than welcome to check that out. I haven't downloaded this app, so I don't necessarily know too much about the chatbot, other than maybe it probably has the same capabilities compared to the other ones. Other things here as well, you're going to see that the Theta Esports, following with the Spanish Super Squad Team Heretics with 25 million followers across its Twitch channels and 2025 Valorant Esports Cup champion title, as well as the Theta T-Pulse. I feel like this is just a huge update altogether just because of the transparency function for this. I feel like that's just like the missing key when it comes to just crypto or blockchain in general, other than just like a web address. You now know who you are working with or sending crypto to, or just like anything Theta related, I guess. Hopefully this is going to be implemented onto other platforms, just so that if Theta Network is really truly trying to build that meta chain, those sub chains, so you can cross chain onto another one, you know which chain or like platform you're sending to. I believe that's the reason why they are creating this type of sub chain, but then again, we gotta wait to see as to how it's going to be announced more in detail, and hopefully we'll see more analytics throughout the transitions. A few things here as well, of course, the new patent for the modular large language model guided tree of thought. I feel like this is just a huge plus for Theta Network. I've mentioned it before, just to really adapt AI or any kind of models that are being used to implement onto a system. So for example, I mentioned it before, if there is a certain situation, for example, and then there's like multiple ways to go about it, if one way doesn't work, the model can go back to the previous situation and then go on to a different route as to solving whatever problem they are trying to fix. In addition, of course, Dutch Telecom, the parent company for T-Mobile, the huge validator node and support, so we'll see as to how this is going to branch out onto other access or like phone access devices. Maybe there might be some sort of advertisement or something like a promotion on T-Mobile, but we'll see as to how this is going to incorporate onto the phones, especially in the United States. It's just more additions to the Edge Cloud database or their products. So if you want to check out onto certain ones, they're going to have the list here. And let me see if I can increase the image. So here you can see whatever is going to be on the models here, and then you can see the cost per whatever transaction you are trying to make. And then let's see what else is here. It says the Guardian node upgrade for those who are staking. Again, you'll see my Guardian node address down below if you'd like to stake to that. In addition to Theta Discord's own chatbot upgrading to help anyone really have other questions. Again, when I used it previously, like about a month or two ago when it was released, it did not have the full scope I would like in order to understand what Theta Network was. Because for example, one question was I asked as to how many patents there were, but it didn't give me all the answers or all the patents that I would have liked to have seen on the answer. And then it just looks like other things just in addition to their machine type learning. So here you can also see as to the location for whatever GPUs you're using. So here in this example, you can see here that they highlighted this one right here in addition to the other locations. So based on your location, if you are trying to use whatever GPU model that is available or whatever computer access is available, they'll list it here, probably just for the best type of processing or whatever you need to have that extra GPU bandwidth. Comment anything down below in terms of what we've seen so far, if there's something else you'd like to see in the near future, or just what else you would hope for Theta Network in the next couple months going into 2026. And we shall hopefully see a roadmap popping up soon because it's almost that time of year. Other things, again, I just want to highlight because of the previous partnerships Theta Network has made. It says like Nvidia also partners with AWS. Nvidia and AWS Cloud are deepening their full stack partnership with new technology integrations spanning cloud infrastructure, interconnect technology, open models, and physical AI. And again, we do know that Nvidia and Theta Network has partnered in the past, that you'll see some sort of announcement here. In addition to AWS and Theta Network, I feel like they're just continuing to build on. And also, I'm going to mention Google as well as Theta Network because of becoming a validator node for Google. I feel like just a plus. You'll see all the other announcements that I'll show you shortly. And then some of the things I wanted to highlight on this specific article. GPU compute demand is skyrocketing. More compute makes smarter AI. Smarter AI drives broader use, and broader use creates demand for even more compute. The virtuous cycle of AI has arrived, with Nvidia NVLink Fusion coming to AWS Trainium. They're unifying their scale architecture with AWS's custom silicon to build a new generation of accelerated platforms. Together, Nvidia and AWS are creating the compute fabric for AI industrial revolution, bringing advanced AI to every company in every country and accelerating the world's path to intelligence. So again, like I mentioned before, I believe with the Trainium chips, Theta Network is kind of like one of the front runners, because in my previous video, I'll highlight some sort of article here that you can see the partnership with Theta Network and their Trainium chips, and I just feel like this kind of just connects all the dots. But again, none of these videos are financial advice. AWS and Nvidia have worked side by side for more than 15 years, and today marks a new milestone in that journey, said Matt Garman, CEO of AWS. With Nvidia, they're advancing their large-scale AI infrastructure to deliver customers in the highest performance, efficiency, and scalability. The upcoming support of Nvidia NVLink Fusion in AWS Trainium, Gravitation, and the Nitro system will bring new capabilities to customers so they can innovate faster than ever before. Again, speed, time, I just feel like it's just so valuable, and the cost efficiency for whatever tools that they want to use is the priority for all these companies because of just the technology that is available nowadays. Comment anything that you want to say down below in terms of this article. If you agree that it makes sense that Theta Network is working with Nvidia and AWS for these AI platforms that these companies are trying to make, I feel like to me it just makes sense. Or also, I'm just probably going to be optimistic because Theta Network, that's my whole channel, so that's the reason why I'm trying to connect these dots specifically. Other couple announcements here as well. This can't be stressed enough about AWS and Google launch multi-cloud service for faster connectivity. Again, just highlighting a small part of this. The new service is being unveiled a little over a month after Amazon Web Service outage in October 20 disrupted thousands of websites worldwide, knocking offline some of the internet's most popular apps, including Snapchat and Reddit. That outage will cost US companies between $500 million and $650 in losses, according to analytics from Parametrics. The new offering of AWS Interconnect Multi-Cloud with Google Cloud's cross-cloud interconnect to improve network interoperability, according to announcements by the two cloud providers. This collaboration between AWS and Google Cloud represents a fundamental shift in multi-cloud connectivity, said Robert Kennedy, Vice President of the Network Services AWS. So again, just more cooperation and partnership between these infrastructure giants. And again, Theta Network has partnered with Google. Google is a validator node for Theta Network, so I feel like that just even gives me more reassurance in the project, even though that the price does not reflect the best thing for just like the price market altogether. But with all these other partnerships and then things like this and Theta Network partnering with the other companies that are working together, it just kind of makes sense to me in my own opinion. Again, drop anything down below. Next thing here, I feel like it's just pretty relative to what's happening in terms of the distributions or the partnerships that Theta Network has been making. This individual mentions in the last month they've seen 2 validator nodes drop and 1 new validator as of yesterday. This node here, formerly DApp Radar Theta tokens withdrawn back to wallet and currently unstaked, so I'm not not too sure as to if they have dropped out as a validator node, but when you increase the image here, you can see the address that this individual mentions. Reason why I feel like this is pretty important because this next part here about Theta network, what they mentioned, to increase the robustness of Theta blockchain, they will reshuffle and even out the top 4 validators in the next few days. 28 million Theta from the largest validator will be restaked to the following 3 validators, after which each will have 15 million Theta. To be clear, this is only for internal management purposes and no tokens will be sold or transferred out. So they're just reorganizing and like reshuffling. So again, I feel like that is pretty important because if you go to the previous one here, you can see the top 4 addresses that are listed here. Theta Labs are the top 2, Crypto.com and Binance. So I'm not too sure as to how they're going to reorganize all of these. I'm assuming these are the ones that they're talking about based on this individual's listing for the validator nodes for Theta network. So we shall see as to if there's a new validator, how they're reshuffling, or any kind of announcements again, because the roadmap, like I said earlier, hopefully is going to be announced soon since it's almost 2026. But overall, that's all I have for this video, guys. Comment anything down below, like I said, and really am looking forward to seeing more announcements from Theta network for the end of the year and the upcoming year of 2026. That's all I really have for today's video, guys. Thank you so much if you're an OG viewer and subscriber and coming back to the channel. Would not be here without you. If you're a new viewer though, trying to find as much Theta news, updates, NFTs, or any kind of Theta partnerships, please hit that like and subscribe button. Check out all the links down below in the description for all the links that I posted in this video, as well as staking your Theta tokens to my Guardian node. Either way, help out my channel, help the Theta network, but overall help yourselves out. Earn as much T-Fuel passively as possible and utilize it however you want on Theta Drop, Open Theta, any of the subchains on Theta network, or just withdrawing it back to your wallet. Really am excited for the future of Theta network, future partners, any collaborations, businesses, things like that. I'm still going to be optimistic. Of course, that's the reason why this channel is still growing and people are still subscribing to the channel and people are still staking. So I'm glad to say that there's still hundreds of thousands of Theta tokens on my Guardian node. I am also thankful for the sponsors that are coming onto the channel. I also would not be here without you guys, so thank you very much. Really am looking for the future of Theta though. Until the next Theta video, till the next Theta update, it is your boy Justinpacete, so try to keep up. Alright, deuces.